introduce yourself? Tell everybody how you discovered game and what got you into it, man.
Yeah, my name's Andrew. I'm 23 years old and live in Austin, Texas. So I think I remember getting into the idea of game by I used to watch Derek, More Plates, More Dates, and in some of his older videos, he would talk to this guy named Chris Deotis, um, and just by listening to these like a bunch of different podcasts, which actually, funny enough, had like mentioned Scotty many times. I went down rabbit holes and ended up going onto GLL.com and started looking at a ton of different articles, learning a ton of shit that I applied in college and saw firsthand like it was working, it was giving me results. Um, Coming from somebody who was a virgin up until the age of 21. Um, so yeah, it was really exciting to see the opportunity I had with Scotty, where him offering one-on-one coaching to actually get like one of the best that I know exists out there, like in my own places. It's pretty crazy.
What first off, what skill level do you feel like you were at, and um, what did I point out initially that was like an immediate change in how you were going about it, how you were going about your approach?
I think I'm definitely coming from a beginner level. Maybe I guess like middle beginner, but I think I really am able to make that transition to more of like I've done this before. I guess like an intermediate skill. Um, I think one of the biggest things that I noticed I really struggled with is being able to stay in it. That was a lot of the times like my limiting factor, where it's like I would open someone and honestly like, the reactions or the responses weren't negative, but they were neutral. And when I saw a neutral response, I kind of like immediately just panicked and would dip. But
Mm,
being able to see you um, stay in it even when it was going poorly, and just be able to maintain like I guess the term is like your frame or whatever, but really just being you, and not letting it break you,
mm,
um, showed me like, okay, like this is totally in my control, and I need to just like step up and get better at it. And I did. I mean, it sped up, like you being there with me, literally next to me, sped up the process of like seeing that happen. And I think kind of gave me this. It's nice to have someone next to you being like, all right, like no matter what happens next, it's like they're next to you and they can talk about it, and you guys can laugh it off, or see where you went wrong or where you went right. There's even moments where youth, depending on the guy, I don't know other people's confidence levels, but they, you might think, oh man, that went so badly. But then there were some moments I thought that, and then Scotty was like no, like she was like into you. You had it, like you had it going, but you fucked up and like you left too soon, or you didn't speak loud enough, or whatever. So that's something that is really difficult to just learn on your own, or at least spot on your own for the first time. So um, that was a really valuable thing that I picked up from it. Even just staying in it, like today, for example, went up to a couple girls at Whole Foods. One of them was not receptive at all, and I just stayed. I kept talking to her because I didn't really care as much. It almost had this arrogance in like a good way, right? Like a sense of like I'm allowed to talk to you. I'm not doing anything wrong, and I don't know. I wasn't nervous. I just stayed in it despite having negative reactions, and you just it gets better. It gets a lot better. Like you get stronger out of doing that.
oh shit, okay. I recognize within me how difficult and uncomfortable this is, but there's someone right here next to me who's picking up on this, and he's not bothered by this. Like this guy is the same shit's happening to him, but he actually is doing this with like intention to stop the person, and he's not playing around. He's taking it very seriously. Like there's a huge difference, right?
I even think you're less likely to get steamrolled if you come in confident too. Like when you come in like timid or whatever, like that's setting yourself up for getting ran over, as opposed to just being going just barging in there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was a big part of just like simply standing in front of them as opposed to just kind of saying something and letting them kind of walk by. In fact, Andrew's a very good looking guy himself. And a lot of girls would be looking at him like hoping in a way he would stay in set and just stay talking with the chick. And like you could kind of see them just drift off like, oh, hey, some of them would respond positive to him. And the funny thing is, he wasn't getting the harsh blowouts, you know what I mean? So at some point, it just gets rewarded, you know?
Yeah.
But it's huge, man. Yeah. Go ahead. Piggyback off some of the stuff that I was just, mentioning.
You know, one thing that I would say, if you're a guy who, I don't know, like feels frustrated or even entitled, like, why can't I get the eights or the nines or the tens?
Mm-hmm.
I would ask yourself, like, can you go up to a 5 out of 10 and, like, get laid or whatever with her? Can you go up to her and, like, talk to her the same way that you would want to talk to the eights and nines and tens? And there's probably a good chance that you can't. And if you can't, then I think that just goes to show, like, there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's so easy, even for me. Like, I was susceptible to that, like, frustrated, a couple of years ago. But when I was honest with myself, it's like, honestly, I can't even go up to a girl that is, like, below average or average to me. So just seeing that that's actually part of it too. It's just as important to be able to talk to anybody, which it could start with old people, it could start with then, like, I don't know, guys, and then average girls or whatever. Like, that stuff, like, progresses you. It's not all for nothing. Like, you pick up on things and add this, like, muscle memory that doesn't go away. You don't forget it when you go up to that really hot girl. You fall back to what you're used to at that point. And at that point, you're used to being confident because that's what you've been doing to all the people that it was easier to talk to. You're going to fall back to that. And next thing you know, you're going to be doing well. So I
Yeah,
think
it's very important to be in a talkative state, man. It's important to be. A lot of times we don't even remember half these people's faces, but at the core of us, we know if we're feeling antisocial, introverted. Doesn't matter who walks up to us. It's just everybody's kind of like equal at that point. It's more like stay the fuck away from me. I'm not in the mood. So
I think one of the funny things is, like, you really don't remember any harsh blowout you might kind of remember, but, like, rejections as a whole, they don't really stick as much as the positive ones, because those last longer. Like, if it's
mhm.
going really well, it's gonna last a while. You'll get her number, you'll go out with her, you'll get laid, whatever. That's what sticks. Everything else kind of just, like, is just another thing to experience and I don't know, like, learn to deal with.
Yeah, there's a science to all this madness. Like, there's no coincidence why these boot camps are held in huge metropolitan cities, is so that boom, you quickly move on, because at the core of it, if you're not over the fear of approach and the fear of rejection that comes hand in hand, they go hand in hand with each other. There's always going to be a problem with your game. We can't even get into fundamentals nor tweaks this and that if you can't approach, if you're always hesitant, if you're always indecisive. That needs to be handled immediately. And the reason they put them in these big cities is to quickly move on. Just like move on, move on, and move on. And you're absolutely right, Andrew. Like, the W's are the ones that leave a deeper imprint upon us. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, the trip got progressively better after he, was called out on that, and he started to raise his voice more. We practiced on each other a little bit, like the tonality.
It
Kept trying
became
to get
fun.
it out.
It became fun.
Yeah, it
You
became
have
fun. His
that.
whole entire fucking demeanor changed. I don't think, he was a believer in some of the shit I was saying to like snap out of it and get into a better state. Don't put the pressure on of like, I got to get this girl's number. I got to get laid. I got to do this. Just start with baby steps. Sometimes baby steps is the way to go. And then quickly, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, by the end of the night, we were pulling, two chicks back to his place. You know what I mean? So
That did happen.
yeah. So, and that happened consecutive nights, actually. Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
remarkable how where he started from and then where he ended, and that's the most important, and that left the biggest impression. And from there, since we haven't, it's been like a week or so, and he's been out and doing day game. He was out doing day game all day today, and
No, it
you know,
changes. It definitely changes. Like just seeing like how you, and I mean you, Scotty, were able to like go out there and like just turn these girls on in like the broad fucking daylight. It genuinely, like, if I filmed it and showed other people, they would be like, "This shit is fake. Like,
right.
this is scripted."
Yeah.
And it isn't. Like, there's no way you could have made this up. And so I'm like, just seeing it firsthand, it was like, what is reality? Because it broke my brain. Like, I keep saying that, but like it like broke, like whatever understanding I had of the world was incorrect. And like there was a minor correction there, and just in that weekend by seeing what was possible. So that's something that it's really difficult to get that from like a YouTube video, even like an infield thing, although those help. But like if you're gonna see some guy just being like top three ways to like, turn a girl on, I don't know, just whatever. It does such an injustice
Yeah,
as
you're right. Yeah.
seeing this shit in real life of like, what the fuck? Like, this is real. This is actually happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I commend anybody who really takes this seriously and takes action to like get a mentor and fucking go out there and actually implement this stuff, because you need a fucking uh, balls of steel, really, man. You really do. Like, it will. What's that song? Survival of the fittest, man. Only the strong will survive, for real. It's like it will eat you up and spit you out, and it will expose a lot of your limiting beliefs, and it will smash a lot of your concepts. But you got to throw yourself in the fire, man. And the bullets are flying out there. It's easy in 2020 hindsight to sit back, and even these guys who correct all these infields, like, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong. When there's a huge fucking gap between in real time,
Yeah.
and then sitting back like the armchair quarterback the next day,
I mean, those guys,
Monday morning quarterback. Oh, he could have did this. So he's doing too much. He's doing that. He's doing this. Let's
those
go
guys
fucking
spending time.
one-on-one dolo, baby. Like, let's go real time, real life. It's a huge difference, bro. Deep inside you want to be, or explore, or find out and discover for yourself. There's parts of us that we don't even know, exist, or they're just dormant, You haven't
Yeah.
given you the chance. Like, allow yourself to be in the fucking game. Get off the sidelines and get in the fucking game, It's huge.
Yeah, it changes you. I mean, even now, even after a week, just the way I talk to people, the way I maintain eye contact, I don't feel fear. I feel almost like, I don't want to say better than them, but I just feel like if anything, I'm on the same, like, I don't feel like they're better than me. I don't feel like anyone's really better than me, and that's just by being
Ooh, that's
knowing.
another key point, man. Sorry to cut you up, but I don't want to forget that. I feel like that was a big one.
Yeah.
That is part of that conditioning. Is like Andrew noticed right away. Again, it's nobody's fault. We're literally conditioned to do things like this and to talk like this, whether we heard it from family or movies or television. You haven't actually got on the streets, in the trenches, learning who you are, and realizing and facing all these fucking stupid things that are conditioned within us. Like, when people throw around this word all the time, like, oh, to just unapologetically be yourself, unapologetically approach these women, that's real shit, bro. Like, because Andrew at the beginning, what the fuck? Why am I was catching him and I had to correct him a bunch of times. Like, because it's taken a while to get that shit out of there. We do not need to like apologize, for going up to them.
Yeah.
You don't need permission. You don't need this. You don't need that. Like, all that polite shit is, if you peel back the layers, is just low with,
Low self-esteem.
it's just fear-based shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It really is, and it gets exposed rather quickly.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of uncomfortability with it as well, because we've been holding on to these things for years and years and years. And when you start to confront them and they get to, you shine light on it, it starts to, slowly trickle away.
I'll say
But yeah,
firsthand as an amateur, like when you can talk to someone and you are kind of losing that apology, oh my God, it feels so much better. I mean,
mhm.
it just feels good that you can go up to a girl, right, and just like express it and not be ashamed of it.
Mhm.
Coming from somebody, by the way, that has like forever been like, by the way, or like, I'm sorry, or like, I don't mean to, excuse me, like, just trust. I'm like the definition of it, and yet like when I chip away from that, like, my God, it feels so much better, so much better. Like you feel like yourself, like who you really want to be.
Is there anything else you want to just touch on you thought was huge or important, and anything else you'd like to share with the guys?
I mean, if you're frustrated, the answer is definitely not quitting. Um, I mean, I can speak for myself. I'm at this point where like there's no going back. I'm not going to stop until I'm satisfied, and I don't
Mhm.
see any other alternative. Like because there is no other alternative. Like this is exactly what I want to be doing, and I think that's probably what a lot of people feel the same way. You know, it's like they're not going to stop until they get what they want, and like find a support system. That's how you expedite things. That's how you get things moving faster, and you make bigger and faster breakthroughs. Because it's really difficult to do it on your own, um, and that's why I reached out for help. And yeah, I can see why others do the same. Like to get coaching for business, or if they're an athlete, they get coaching as well. Like it just makes sense. Like if you need help for something that you want progress in, like get support.
Appreciate you, Andrew. Thanks, man. And yes, Andrew, like even the reason I brought Andrew on anyways, like I think it was a massive success. Like the way he started the workshop and whatever, like by the end of it, it was a huge change, like a huge change. This guy got laid. We almost got, it was almost back to back nights. We were have inch away from back to back nights, but this was just, a pretty significant change in a short period of time. And like you said about the knock on Austin, the big critique is like it's not a great day game spot to like get a ton of momentum and to just machine gun approach basically. So like the time we were basically able to get into that flow state was usually like at nighttime because there was two when there's like you kind of want to for learning purposes, especially in practical purposes, like you want to kind of steer away from the places that are there's going to be these large gaps in between like one set to the next. Like, okay, you open and then it's like, oh shit, okay, we got to walk here, got to go there, got to like, there's big
Over
gaps.
there.
So considering what we had to overcome and what we had to work with, the transformation was pretty fucking remarkable. You know what I mean? The guy pulled and everything. So this is just a common occurrence, especially living in a big city like that. And we honestly have a lot to that to tribute about the his persistency, his heart, his determination. He's honestly like the ideal client, and that's the one thing I could say is like bring that to the table, and then the rest could be worked with. You know what I mean? So listen, guys, tap in with me, coaching, get your game leveled up. I'll be dropping some more infield in the very near future, and book a session right now. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.